Today on the channel, a guy that lives his life with zero fear in Penta, defining moments, ringside collectibles exclusive.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel Elite Defining Moments unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got the ringside exclusive Penta. But for all your Penta needs, ringside exclusive, use code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Gotta get a deal over there. And major coup for Ringside Collectibles to get the first Penta Elite figure in their house as an in-store exclusive, I guess retail, online store exclusive, whatever you want to call it, but a big one. This is going to be a big seller. I have to imagine when all things are said and done at 2026 is over, this will be one of the best-selling figures of the year for them. And if you go back, it was already one of the best sellers in 2025 and it wasn't even released yet. So once again, kudos to Ringside and kudos to Mattel for coming together to get a very important Penta figure. Of course, from his debut almost a year ago to the day from the first episode of Netflix Raw back in 2025. So pretty wild to get that here a year later. Now, we already did unbox his main event style figure on the channel. We will compare that and some other Pentas later in this video. And you know we're going to do this video like we do all the other videos on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. What can I say? He had me at mask and face paint. Two of my loves brought together. Does it get more special than that? Probably not. And very cool to be in the defining moments. As sometimes I give a hard time to these defining moments. Cough LA Knight and a few of the other ones. This one, his debut in the WWE, that makes sense for a defining moment. And some may say he's a generational talent. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. You guys sound off in the comments below. But Penta, so toyetic, so cool. Happy to have this figure in the collection. And you know we got more main events and we got ultimate editions of Penta to come. So there'll be a lot of Pentas in our future. And it makes sense. He's toyetic and the kids love him. The kids love him, won't they think about the kids? But looking good in the packaging here. Classic defining moments packaging at this point in time with the defining moments. A line that's had different style packaging over the last couple of years, or decade, I guess, plus at this point. You do got the ringside sticker there, big window box. Now, him and Cody are shipping together just like CM Punk and Jay did about a month before. Interesting how they didn't come at the same time, and then they no longer come in that big shipper box. I do kind of miss that. I always like to get that box, but you know what Bob Dylan said, Todd McFarlane? The times, they are changing. He said that back in the 60s. I think you were a little kid. I was probably a baby at that point. I'm not sure. But looking good in the packaging design. Penta looking awfully frustrated here for a guy with zero fear, if you ask me. And then over there, looks like he's going to like blink and do some genie maneuvers, maybe. I don't know. Glamour shot from the debut night there, looking good, doing those Penta dances. And then you got the blurb down here. I was going to say cross-sell, but no cross-sells on these. But we do get the blurb. Penta, the most exciting luchador of this generation. I don't know, those Villanos, don't count out the Villano family. Made his debut on Raw on Netflix. He has no fear of any opponent and no fear of putting his body on the line to climb to the top of the mountain in WWE. In fact, Penta has zero fear of anything. Not even like coyotes and wolves and werewolves. He's not scared of any of that kind of stuff. Which is why he lives by the motto, Cero Miedo. And of course, he throws up the old, the gang sign. I don't know what you call it there now. We'll get into that here with the action figure itself a little bit more. We got Penta out of the package. Got a little Penta logo. Was that on his first t-shirt from WWE Shop, if I'm not mistaken? I think that was the case. See you later, spin, goodbye. A guy with no fear to throw packaging across the room. There might be dogs, there might be kids walking around. I don't care. I have zero fear, just like my friend Penta here. And Penta, he comes with extra mouths, not extra heads, not extra hair pieces, extra mouth pieces, and extra hands on this one. Let's get him out. Now, you got to be extra careful with this one. I'm going to tell you guys that right now because you do not want to lose these mouthpieces in the carpet. It's just terrible. It would be terrible. I still can't find those rock sunglasses from the Street Fighter figure I just unboxed the other day. Lost them in the carpet. Somewhere on that long hall between my Glamour Shot studio and the table. I got to find those. I got to do that this weekend. We'll see if I can do it. More to come. I'll keep you posted. Keep you posted. Uh-oh. Well, we were locked in with twist ties, but no twist ties. Zero fear of the twist ties. You know this channel. You know this channel. But let's get down to it. He's got a little rubber band around his head, which is interesting. We'll take it, I guess. But here we are. Old Penta feels pretty darn good, but we're going to get to the accessories first. Let's start with the hands. We get two gripping hands right here. Uh-oh, we got another rubber band. He's got rubber bands all over him. He's the rubber band man is what he is. Then we get the opposite hands over here. So we got the Zero Fear, Cero Mero hands right here. We're ready to go. Now this is kind of the okay sign, which apparently for whatever reason is like controversial or racist or something like that. I'm not even sure. Todd, we'll have to talk offline. Todd's always hip to the lingo. He was the one that actually invented 6'7" not too long ago. So shout out to Todd McFarlane. But apparently in some circles it means something like racist. I have no idea. I guess I'm not in those circles. But they did not put these hands with the Dudley Boys, and that was the reason they said, oh, it's a racist symbol, where to me, it's like they're throwing up the 3D is what they're doing. If somebody came up to me, like my grandpa or my dad would say, oh, they're saying, hey, it's okay. Hey, good job, it's okay. I'd be like, oh my gosh, watch out. Somebody's going to give me the 3D. Maybe you're different, or maybe John Cena, he's doing his little thing. I don't know, but apparently it's not good to do that. I don't know. I don't follow these trends, but that's why they didn't give it the Dudleys. But we do get it here, and I don't know if it's because it's upside down. I don't know if it's because he has gloves on, or if it's like, hey, we got to do it with Penta. We can't do it with the others, but we'll do it with Penta. Not exactly sure, but we do get both opposite hands from what we get on the figure. Cool to see that. But now we're going to dive into the head sculpt on this Penta, and that's where business picks up, as we do know. Now, he's looking like a St. Bernard, and stick with me. He's got his tongue out and off to the side just a little. So I don't know if it was really hot in the arena that night, maybe hot down wherever. I think that was in California. Wasn't that first show in California? So maybe he's sweating. I can see it when you wear face paint and a mask over the face paint plus clothes on. You're going to be sweating. So they must have caught him at a sweaty moment, I'm thinking. I'm not sure. But it's kind of wild there. He's got the tongue sticking out. Not sure if I'll use that one. Now, the second mouth plate. We're getting some new technology here. We've had removable hair pieces and ponytails. We've had removable helmets. We've had, obviously, masks. Now we're getting face plates removable. Pretty darn wild, if you ask me. And this kind of reminds me, this one, he's got the open screaming mouth. Kind of reminds me of like Pee Wee Herman or any of those kind of shows where they used to film people upside down and they'd paint like a face on the bottom of their mouth and it'd be like they're talking upside down. It was a wild thing. Maybe you had to be there. Kind of gives me that vibe there. We get the open mouth with the tongue. Love the face paint, as you guys do know. Third mouth, get a little bit more of a closed mouth on this one. A little bit of a grit and bear in it here. So true ones, real ones. If you're a real Penta fan, you better have 4 of these figures. That's what you should probably have in your collection. A mint on card and 3 different ones displayed with the different face plates. Now, it's a different way than going with the different heads. And now that they have this technology, I fully expect them to move this around with all the different Penta figures over the next couple of years. So I'm sure we'll be able to get this. We'll get enough elites and main events and stuff where you can mix it up and use different ones, I am sure. And we will do that later on in this video with his main event figure. But now looking at the head on its own, he's got that throwing star right there on the top, looking good in the bandana. Bandana looking nice like a young Ninja Turtle. It does not move, is not removable by the looks of things here. Love the black and white in the mask. And then you got like an orangish red, we'll call it. Looking very good. Spot on the head sculpt. Love the eyes. Extra creepy with those contacts. Always looking very cool. Got the flaps down in the front. Reminds you of Hayabusa back in the day. Is what always reminds me of. I did meet Penta one time back when he was on the Indies. I want to say it was like 2018, 2019, 17, something like that. He didn't speak any English, or he wasn't speaking English to me that day. I'm not exactly sure, but I think he dabbed me up, Todd McFarlane, I think is what he did. And I saw Ray Phoenix as well that night, so pretty wild to see that. But good head sculpt on this one. Now, I believe Magic over there at Mattel, formerly of Jazzwares, had a big play in this. I think he did a lot of the work on this figure. And it makes sense. If I'm Mattel and I put my business hat on, hey, Magic, didn't you work on those Penta figures over at Jazzwares? Well, got some work for you. That's what I would do if I was in business over there. And I believe Magic did handle this one. And kudos to Magic. He nailed those Jazzwares ones. But as we say on the channel, constant learning, constant improvement. He took it to the next level. Brought it over to Mattel here with those sweet pinless joints. You know we're playing those hits there. But looking at him here out of the package, he's got the old Cero Mero there. Throwing up the old Zero Fear if you want to. Move your hands how you need to. No fist of fury with Penta here, so he's going to keep it clean as possible, as we can see. Now we get a nice tattoo scheme on him here. I do like the very tan skin tone. He was out in California apparently for this tan in there. You better have some sunscreen on. Let me tell you, it's a dangerous thing. Nobody wants that skin cancer, Todd McFarlane. I can tell you guys. Oh, still hurts, folks. But looking good with all the tattoos. You know they had me at face paint. They had me at mask. They had me at tattoos. This is playing all the hits for me. Got to think this is going to be a top 10 figure contender of the year for Mattel, and the year's just beginning. So what does it mean from there? I guess we'll find out. He does got his vest over the top, vest, whatever you want to call it, shirt over the top. Got the 0 on the back, of course. Got the black and white attack, and I say it all the time. Since the infancy of this channel, black and white paint is very difficult to get clean. Sometimes it bleeds through, sometimes it splatters over. And I'm looking at this one right now. I have no paint imperfections on this. I cannot believe that, and I hate to say that, but just recently unboxed all the Legends figures. Every single one of those figures had paint problems. The last couple of Elite figures have had paint problems. So Mattel seemingly have fixed the joints, but the paint has went south on us. So looks good on this one though, and this is a hard one to get clean. So constant learning, constant improvement hopefully on this one here, but looking very, very nice. Now he does got the flap in the front. You got to protect your junk. We know how that goes. And protect your backside too, Todd McFarlane. You know how that goes as well. Got some specific knee pads on him here. Love the boots. And are these brand new boots? I got to think they're going to have a lot of new mold stuff for Penta. They're planning on a rollout. You know they are. But these might be new boots as well. At least I don't remember them. They're ribbed for Todd's pleasure on the couch, I think, right here. But looking very, very nice on that. Let's see here. Made in Vietnam. Figures made in Vietnam. I didn't think they were going to change anytime soon. Even the body style and the torso on this one feels different. Maybe we've got it in the past, but I'm pretty sure this is all brand new. Somebody will probably correct me if I'm wrong. They'll correct me if I'm right too, Todd. We see that from time to time. But looking good. Got the white wrist tape on this one, and then the hands are taped up here on the gloves, or painted up on the gloves. I like that a whole lot. Now, arms do go all the way around for us. Bicep cut. Double jointed pinless elbows, playing all the hits. Hands back, forth, side to side. Head back, forth, side to side, removable. Mouth removable, as we know. Ab crunch. Not terribly tight, not too loose, somewhere in the middle. Waist feeling pretty good. Can you get the Penta splits? Smooth as butter in the split department. That's probably the smoothest hips and joints I've seen in a long time from Mattel. Now, historically, ringside flies everything over a little bit earlier. So I am wondering if some of the new stuff is going to come out like this, smooth as butter. Hopefully that is the case. Leg goes up just fine. No issues there either. I like what I'm seeing. Moves around. Thigh cut. Nice. Double jointed pinless knees. The hits continue. We're playing all those hits. Boot cut looking good. Ankles up, down, back, forth, side to side. What do you know? Dare I say we could have a perfect figure? Dare I say it's a Bo Derek, a 10 out of 10? Could be. Could be. This is pretty darn good. Doesn't get much better than this. And when Mattel is on fire, man, let me tell you, they're on fire. And this Penta is an awesome, awesome figure. Fits on a Mattel ringside collectible stand. Use code Kyle, save 10%. How about Penta? First time in the Elite line, definitely not last time in the line. Have to imagine before the year's up, we'll see an Ultimate Edition along the way. Very toyetic, very cool, kind of taking the mantle over for Rey Mysterio in some ways, maybe in the future. We'll see where that goes, but looking absolutely beautiful. But we do got the main event figure right here, and I love how different these figures, obviously both Penta, but I love the differences, the color differences here. When I think of Penta, it's usually the reds and the blacks, but getting the bright colors, a lot of fun with that one there. Now you can pop the mouth off, of course. Of course, not the easiest to pop out. You got to be careful when you pop it out too. I guess I'm just going to pop the head off is what I'm going to do. Can I pop the mouth off? Will it come out? No, it won't. There we go. It's tough to get in there. So I would say make it easier to get out, but at the same time, I don't want it easier to get out because I can just see me losing one of these on the floor. Oh my gosh, it's tight in there. It's slowly coming. There you go. So you can theoretically move these around. I want to make sure I don't mix these up and make sure they are different. They are different in the paint, it looks like. Yes, they are. So cool thing about this though is, hey, you want to grab one of these faces? Move it on over here. Oh, let me get it in here. Boy, it's very small. These big hands of mine. You know what they say about big hands? Can I get that in there? Oh, upside down. So you can mix and match, and I am fully expecting them to be able to mix and match with all the Pentas going forward. And hopefully we do get different face plates instead of just these 3 mouths. Hopefully we get different ones. So you can put these on this main event if you want to. Make it as different as you want to do it. Very cool idea. I absolutely love that. Absolutely love that a whole lot. Very cool to get that Penta. Bring on more main event Pentas. Have to think a championship showdown with Rey Fenix is in the works. You'd have to think so, possibly. Now, we did get other Pentas, and we talked about Jazzwares, but a lot of people forget about the boss fight. A little bit undersized if you're trying to scale it with the other ones, but man, oh man, is this a great figure as well. So we got a great figure from Boss Fight. I don't know, a couple years ago, I guess, at this point here. Very, very cool. Very underrated, the Boss Fight figures. And then we got so many Penta figures. It's unbelievable. Here's 2 of them right here as that one falls down. We got one in the red and the black. You mold these 2 together, you get this brand new one is almost what it feels like. But so cool to get all these Penta figures, and it's wild to think we have over 10 Penta figures now. Jazzware's pumped out a lot, and you know Mattel is going to take it to the next level. I bet you we'll have 10 Mattel Pentas probably a year from now between all the different toy lines. Just a wild time, but you got to strike while the iron's hot, and you got to follow the money. We know how that goes. And this Penta is straight up money. Definitely a must-have figure if you ask me. But now I'm going to ask you, is it a must-have for you? You picking this one up? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you over on Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. And I even got a second YouTube channel, Todd McFarlane. Subscribe over there as well. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. Also the name of my podcast, Kyle Peterson Show, each and every Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. So for Penta defining moments, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?